What's going on? We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm here to answer your questions. My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States to help you secure legal status to live and work in America legally. So let's get to it. You're welcome to drop a question in the chat box or even join live, okay? You don't ha- you don't have to join on with your camera on. Most people have the camera off. It's all good. If you're on TikTok, the way to join to ask a question is the little person icon down below. On YouTube and Facebook, you have to email in for the link. Okay, email the subject line live show, and it should send you an auto reply email with the studio link. Okay, so I tried my best to go live at 11:30. I'm 30 minutes late, so I apologize. I know the other attorneys are very consistent and they do a great job, but here's the deal with our channel. Okay, at our channel, there's no fluff, there's no sugarcoating. Similar to when we represent our clients, when we have client meetings, there's no sugarcoating. Some clients might not like what we say, but it saves you a hell of a lot of time and stress. Okay, and maybe even thousands of dollars worth of stress. Okay, we go straight to the point. We're blunt about things. If you want directness from your legal team, look no further. Here we are at Green Card Guys. Okay, so welcome in. For y'all peeking in on TikTok, just hop right in. Just do a little tap. It's like dipping your toes in the pool. Come right in. We don't bite. I'm happy to answer your questions. So if you're new here, put the number one in a chat down below. I'm always interested how far this channel has reached and where you're located, if you don't mind. I think that's always interesting. And on TikTok, you don't have to send me any gifts. I do appreciate it though. But you're gonna send me donuts, I want the real thing. You know what I mean? So and my wife won't like that anyway. So go ahead and just tap the screen if you don't mind. Doesn't cost you anything. And clicking the share button and the copy link doesn't cost you anything either. So I really, really appreciate it. Roni Coco out of New York, welcome. Let's see here. Abigail, Mary, Trisha, welcome in. All right. So what I usually do on this live show, a lot of people come back, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate that you're taking a time to invest in learning. If there is maybe either a pathway for you, if you're out, especially if you're outside the United States, or or maybe if you learn about some immigration problems. I wish I could list out all the possible immigration problems. There's a hell of a long list. I wouldn't be able to go through all of them in a week's worth of live shows. Okay, there's just too many. So, but if you have a situation presently, right now, that you're like, "Shit, this is good timing that I just hopped on John's live show." Ask the question. Don't be shy, okay? Because normally, for as you probably know, most law firms, immigration law firms, charge some kind of consultation fee, right? So I don't mind helping you point you the right direction if I can here on the live show. Let's see. So we're almost at 500. Once it gets to 500, I'll start answering questions. So y'all tap, 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 tap. And then in the meantime, I'll just share with you, especially if you're new here, there are five scenarios where you need to contact an immigration attorney, minimum. Okay. Number one, RFE, request for evidence. Number two, NOID, notice of intent deny. Many people know about the RFE. Well, some people don't know is the NOID. That's essentially USCIS saying, hey, buddy, we're thinking about denying you, but we're going to give you this one last chance to change our mind. Fortunately, our law firm is successful in these NOIDs, especially for folks who represented themselves or had maybe another lawyer or maybe had a notario help them to some extent before. We've been fairly successful. Sometimes we're not successful because the damage was done, unfortunately. Um, but here's the thing, you want to try to avoid that. Of course, the best way to avoid that situation is to contact us before you file your case. But for those folks who have a pending case, put a letter P in the comments. Is this backwards? Put the letter P in the comments, okay? So I know you have a pending case, all right? And you never know when you need some help to ask or just ask questions. So let's go here. Let's get the next person, the first person on today. Husa Tiza. Okay, sorry if I mispronounced your name. And on deck is Nathan. Hello.
Hello, John.
How
How
you
are you?
doing? Good. How you doing today?
I'm good. Okay, John, I have one question that my wife, she doesn't have a tax return right now. I want to file my case for
Uh
the
huh.
status of adjustment. So can I file my wife 1099 income? Then I can show the income for the sponsorship.
And she's a U.S. citizen. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
she's a US
Hmm.
citizen.
Yeah, if she gets
So, but
paid by 1099, that's fine too.
okay,
Yeah.
no, but what happened? She doesn't actually work. Before she used to work.
Oh.
Now now like 8 months she doesn't working. So I have a one friend. He's saying we can show the income for your wife. So that is good for this or not?
Well, let's put it this way. It's already December 17th, right? So you have to do everything ethically, of course. So has she actually been working for this friend? It sounds like no, no. And then at this
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
mhm, you don't have to
That's why I
share. It's
was
just a
asking.
rhetorical answer question. But at this point, it's already mid-December, right? So if you have, it sounds like you filed your case already?
Not right now.
Not yet. Okay. So you could set things up so that even if she doesn't have a tax return for 2025, right? If she hasn't been working, then in 2026 she could start showing that she's working even if it's 1099. USCIS officers do not like 1099, but that technically is proof of income. 1099 is just like W2, it's a form that you receive the following year. So if someone worked in 2025, they would receive this form like the first week of January from that company. So she wouldn't receive that if she starts
Okay.
working in 2026 until 2027. So long story short, there's
Okay.
other documentation that would be needed other than the actual 1099 like half slip, half size paper, and that's the pay stubs. Pay stubs is easier to get when you're W2,
Oh,
right? Because it's through a system. But if it's 1099, like, some people would say under the table type payments, of course, I do recommend just getting Zelle transfer if it's truly going to be 1099
okay.
or some other, maybe they have Gusto or
Okay.
something. Anyway, long story short.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. One more question I have was John. I'm taking your time. Sorry for that. I have one more question that I have two friends who is ready to give me the joint sponsor, but the problem is that he was saying me that I can give you the joint sponsor. My income is $30,000 as a gross,
Okay.
but unfortunately, what happened? He's going to sponsor his parents. So at the same time, he can give me the sponsor and he can give the sponsor to his parents also.
Yeah, it's possible, but 30,000 probably not going to work when it might not work. It might be too close in terms of the level, the amount.
Yeah, the two household income is 26,000 something as a gross.
Oh yeah, we need his adjusted. So I'm looking at the 864p chart, and he's not in the military, right? I'm assuming.
So how much income he needed to sponsor me also and my wife as a for the green card joint sponsor and for her parents how much income he needed to show as a gross income.
Yeah, so it's sponsoring you, right? So you counting the number of people in the household for your friend.
He is single. He's single.
He's
He's not
single.
married.
Okay, he's single, but he's going to sponsor two parents. So that's three people right there. Okay, plus you, that's
Yeah.
four. So looking at the chart right now, you just Google search 864p, and then I'll show the chart. It's 32,150 for four people, which includes you and his two parents he's going to sponsor. So
Okay, okay.
so it
So
depends
there
on
will be the
timing.
no problem. So I can tell him there is no problem that regarding that when we are going to sponsor at the same time to 3%, right?
I mean, I didn't say that. What's the adjusted gross income? You have to check with him. This is not intended to be an all-out strategy session, but you discuss with him. I'm not going to tell you if he's good or not because I don't have the documentation in front of me. A lot of things happen when it comes to the
No,
money
no, no,
part.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And when it comes to money, it's a lot of he says, she says. So we have to see the documentation. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, he have a documentation. I have a one more friend whose income is like a 40,000 as a gross income annually. So he was
Uh huh.
asking me. can we do you also and my parents also? So I say I will ask with the John whenever he become online. So he's
Yeah.
good in this.
It seems
He's
pretty
over
close.
40.
Seems pretty close. We'll just have to look at
Okay.
the what's it called? The adjusted gross income. Okay, not the gross income. I know it's when it's
AGR.
yeah, AGI. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in while you're at work. Okay.
No problem.
All right. You have a good one. Take care. All right. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Everyone's living the American dream. Working. That's the thing about America. People that want to get status here, who are from abroad outside the United States. I don't think people realize we pay tax for almost everything, including water. You pay tax on water. Do we pay tax on air yet? No, hopefully not. So, but pretty much everything. Hope everyone's doing well. I just you got to know the pros and cons when you move to a certain city or country. It's not all gravy in America, as some people think. But you know, we always think grass is greener on the other side. But wherever you might be coming from, we always used to say, "Well, you have political stability here in America." Well, times are changing. So, everyone, please be safe, of course. Take your own precautions for your family. Let's see. Let's get the next person on, Nathan, and I'll answer your questions in the chat box soon.
Hello.
Hi, Nathan. What's going on?
Hey, Mr. John. I've actually been here before, but I got another question.
Sure.
So, I am currently an F1 student,
Mhm.
and I'm going to get married in January, and my spouse is a U.S. citizen, born here. She's going to sponsor me. But because, things happen in life, I've been working.
Uh-huh.
My question was, I've been working under the table.
Mhm.
How do I, because I know F1 students are supposed to file taxes.
Right.
How do I file my taxes when it comes down to that? Do I disclose that I got cash payments, or because I have a social security number because I had work authorization for internships?
Yeah.
So I mean I have I should say like two kinds. So with the internship I had, my boss, like, he loved me and he was like, hey, just stay. So I did for a while, and then now like I'm working for cash.
Is your work permit still valid from the part time?
Sorry.
The 20 hours. As an F1 student, you're supposed to be only allowed 20 hours. Wait, 20? I can't remember an exact, but a limited number of hours, even if you're working under the table. But when you say under the table, I'm assuming you don't have the EAD, or do you?
For people.
Sounds like the audio's cut off a bit here. Can you hear us okay?
I hear you guys. Yes.
Okay. So let's take a step back. You said you're getting sponsored by a spouse, or what's that main situation?
Yes, it is. Well, she's my fiance now, but she will be my spouse in a month.
Okay, so you got a ring ready, okay, or about to have it ready. So, early congrats on that. So, for taxes, that's tough. Yeah, this is like cross advice with the CPA, So if you don't have the EAD, essentially, as in general, as long as your spouse is a U.S. citizen and you're going through a case, your spouse sponsors you, then any working under the table, essentially without work permit, is waived. Okay, because you enter the country with a visa. I'm assuming F1, and combined with you being sponsored by a U.S.
Yeah.
citizen spouse. So, but for tax purposes, It's hard to tell you that because I'm not a CPA, but you have a social, so that's good. But let's just put it this way: your tax filing for
Yeah, I just did
2025
not.
is not going to be provided to the immigration case. Well, we would not ask you for that because you're not married yet. It'd be different if you were married already and it would show both names on it. Then yes, we would use that as proof in terms of marriage proof. Okay, so but you're not married yet, so you whatever you do with this 2025 tax return, you just have to talk to CPA about that. Okay.
Okay, I just didn't want to fall into willful misrepresentation by saying that I didn't work when I did.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm telling you, and anyone else here. If you're married to a U.S. citizen and you enter the United States with a visa, the USCIS policy manual waives the working under the table situation, working without authorization. It's not considered misrepresentation unless you lie on the form, right? It's got to match, essentially. So there's a question that asks
Okay,
that: Have you
thanks,
worked
sir.
without authorization? You check mark yes. Okay. Good luck to you, Nathan. Okay. Bye. Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm still here, but I'm just gonna turn off the fan real quick. Getting a little chilly in Texas, in Houston. Okay, so yeah, if anyone's wondering, we're based out of Houston, Texas. We have attorneys and team members all across the country helping you get your legal status. If you're new here, welcome. Put the number one in a chat box down below. I'm always interested where y'all are watching from, and also if you're new here, because I'm very grateful. A lot of people join again from the past to learn more. Okay, that's what we're all about: is sharing information in an educational type format, but at the same time keeping you accountable when I know shit has hit the fan. Okay, Hartford, Connecticut in the house, and I apologize. I should have mentioned this in the beginning. If you're concerned about cursing, you might have to go to another channel. If you have kids around, you might need to go watch this show in a different room. All right. Chenna 1977. You're wondering, once you hire an attorney or lawyer, do they stay in contact or no, just when something's needed? That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. You know, I probably need to record a video about that. And it probably depends on your past experience, or maybe you don't have experience with an attorney. That's why I like to do this live show as well. With our team, we have a structure of things that will happen, different type of meetings. Uh, Myra already has this experience. Many other clients who are on the show right now watching have this experience. The first meeting you have with us when you're a client is an onboard meeting. Okay, that's where you get the expectations, what's going to happen next. We go through the proven checklist, also go through our communication policy, because we don't want you to, like, for example, call us and then expect a call back within an hour. To be honest, that's not reasonable. What we have when you're a client is a link to schedule on our calendar to meet with your assigned attorney, and that's like automatic in a sense that the link is available in all our documentation, like our quote, the contract, the email down below the signature box area. It's all over the place. It's on all our documentation because we want you to know, if you're thinking about hiring an attorney, that we make it easy for you on purpose, because we know when questions come up, we understand. Although we prefer email, sometimes scheduled meeting can be helpful for both sides, right? And when I mean side, I don't mean, well, side's not the right thing. That makes sure we're on the same team, we're on the same page. Okay. Um, thank you so much, Myra. You know what? I'm gonna screenshot that for my team. Thank you so much. Oh, my hand was in the way. um, and we know, but yeah, now after the case is filed, there's a lot of meetings when the case is in prep stage, is what we call it, preparing it. But when the case is filed, we touch base with you like maybe once a month, once every 2 months, proactively, but you're always welcome to contact us if you have a question. Okay. Seth, thank you so much for your awesome thing. What do you call that? Is that a hamster? Okay. Let's get the next person on. Okay, yeah, let's get Seth on, and then the next person is Richie is on deck, and then Seda. Lovely Queen, I just saw you join. Welcome back. I think you talked to my team, right? What's going on,
I
Seth?
think so. Hi, can you
How
hear
you doing?
me?
Yes.
Awesome. So I just came from my green card interview and how it went. I
Yeah,
don't know how
share,
many
please.
questions I'm allowed to ask.
There's no limit.
No. Okay, perfect. I won't obviously take up all your time.
That's
But
all
yeah,
good.
so we came back from my green card interview, and to tell you a long story short,
Uh-huh.
my husband said that we stay with his mom, and he says that he pays his mom rent, Cash App, and sale, which is not true.
Oh shit.
We barely pay her. We said while filing for it, we did say like we did have like a little lease, but it's his mom. His mom is not gonna press us for rent.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, the lady told us we had to come back for a second interview and provide proof of the Apple Zelle and Cash App that we pay rent to, and we don't have that.
Okay. All right. There's some things I can't say here, but we schedule a meeting. We have a certain protocol for tips on this. I mean, it's not unethical. I can share part of it, and I mean, none of it is unethical. But you have to document it properly. I guess starting today, basically, send her a Zelle, whatever amount. Yeah, it's family. We've had cases where clients actually do pay the family some money, but it seems like most people, it's kind of like your family. It's cool. You're only be here for some time, so get the hell out when that time it comes up, right? So most of the time, there's no lease, but it's also normal, especially if it's one of those like they're like, do you live in the house together or you live like in a different building?
It's like a duplex. It's like a big house that's kind of divided.
Like split up?
The
Yeah.
only thing we share is like the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah.
So in that kind of situation is even more normal, standard, I would say, to have a lease, because if you are not there with your spouse, it is possible and likely that your mother-in-law or family in-laws would have rented that space out to someone else, right?
Yeah, we do have a lease. She just printed out like a lease that we found on Google. She signed it. We signed it, and
Okay.
the officer didn't. She said that she couldn't accept it because of the mother's handwriting.
What was wrong with that? The handwriting.
She couldn't see the address or something. But we sent the same lease. We sent it through our application, because obviously we sent like a bunch of documents. The application is the same lease you brought to the interview. And yeah.
You uploaded it before to your portal or
Yeah,
your My USCIS account?
When the first, like the initial application, with the I-130 to prove the relationship we sent.
Do you think that maybe the officer asked or told y'all to come back because of how your husband said it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. He was really, really nervous.
Yeah.
And another thing is my license has a different address.
Okay, it has an old address.
It has a different address because at the address that me and my husband live with, my mail keeps on getting stolen. So I changed it to my friend's address because I went to go renew my license and I haven't gotten my license. I had to change my license number. I had to change all these things. And I keep on forgetting to make a police report saying that my license was stolen. And I feel like that would have helped. But yeah, my license is stolen. That's why the new license has an address of something different from me and my husband's address.
All right, that's what you gotta do right now.
And she was really angry at that. She said she sent me to the DMV. She said get the application and proof of what you gave the DMV, when I went to DMV, the DMV was like, I don't know what these people are asking you to do.
You talking about the officer was mad?
Mm-hmm. The officer sent us to the DMV. She said, go to DMV and ask for the application.
Huh? Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, because yeah, officers tend to be like, what the hell's going on? Why couldn't you just get it done correctly? So this is what you got to do. Here's your action items. Today you file a police report. Ultimately, nothing's likely going to be done about it, right? But at least you have the police report as proof for the officer next time you go. The second thing you can do is, have you already applied for a new one or replacement?
Yes, I already
Okay.
This is what I provided, and the replacement has a new address because at my friend's house they don't steal mail over there, so that's why my license has a different address.
Okay. You're saying your duplex where you're living, people steal mail?
Yeah.
Who has access to that box?
His brother-in-law has access to that box. He keeps on taking our stuff. It's just like a little family feud. But see, that's not necessary. I don't want to go into all those unnecessary details. It's just
no, it is necessary. Unfortunately, it is necessary.
It is
because you need to have. Okay, so here's on the. Which state are you in?
I'm in Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, I don't know what the Georgia application looks like, but is there something where like it has the application has your where you live, but there's another box for mailing address. So the mailing address is where you would provide like a safe place that you could actually receive it and it won't get stolen.
For my license?
Yes, for your license.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I don't know if I can go do that now because my interview, she's gonna interview us on Monday at 7 a.m.
Oh shit! It's already scheduled in Atlanta.
Yes, so our green card interview was today, and she scheduled another interview today.
That's so fast. That's actually way faster than I expected. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So you already recently applied for renewal, but it does the one you just submitted, does it have like the address where you live at all anywhere in the application?
No, and I went to the DMV today to get that application. They don't have an app. They can't find it. They can't find it.
Yeah.
But they have my old applications
Okay.
for my husband's address. They have all of it, and they gave me all of that.
Okay. Why not just apply for a new one? Like just apply again. You don't have it saved on your computer. It looks like it's an online form. I'm on the Georgia DMV website. So you just have to go through the application. It looks like a portal. And at the very end, you usually, similar to immigration forms, at the end, it'll give you an option to like download it. So you have a copy for yourself. Because you have to show that you've applied for a license for the same address that you live with your husband, the duplex. So whatever you did earlier doesn't matter anyway. You do
have those ones, but I don't have the ones at my friend's address with the safe mailing address. I don't have the application for that.
Oh, okay. So the prior application, the first one with the duplex address that was stolen, you have that form application, but yes, the officer didn't like that?
I had the temporary, when you get a license, they give you a temporary. So I had the temporary one because when you get the temporary, you're gonna wait for your card in the mail. It did come in the mail, but it was stolen. So then I went back to the DMV. I asked my friend, "Can I use your house as a mailing?"
Yeah. Well, before we get there, let's stop there. Did you provide proof of that application, the first one with the duplex address, to the officer?
Not the application, just the temporary.
Where it shows the duplex. Okay.
Yeah. But I have the application now because I had to go to the DMV today.
Okay. Well, I mean, you already applied. for the license to go to your friend's address at this point. So it's at least you can either just provide. Yeah, oh man, you really need an attorney. Do you have an attorney? Doesn't sound like it.
No, 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 and it's on Monday. It's on Monday too.
Yeah, because that's one thing that we got the rental income thing. Can you call my team and DM me your name, and I'll see if we can coordinate something. Hopefully it's within your budget, but
Okay.
even if it's not us,
Oh yeah.
then we know a couple attorneys in Atlanta, because you're gonna get demolished at the interview. We can tell, right? You can tell.
Yeah, she was
So,
very mean.
mhm.
And it's fishy because why are my license and sir, on top of that, with the interview notice, when you get like the interview in the mail that you have an interview coming up,
Mhm.
that mailing address is different too. So it's like 3 addresses that but I think it's a brilliant idea that I call your office.
Yeah, again, even if it's not us, we're happy to, for anyone here, we're happy, especially in a time crunch here, we're happy to refer an attorney. Look, I know they do. I know the law firms that we refer you, I know they do good work in general, but I can't promise, specifically for each individual here. You know what I'm saying? So, also because it's timing. There's not much
And would you
time.
be able to help me? No, I'm sorry. I
No, you're
stopped you.
fine. You're fine. Help you? Well, in this situation, it'll help you get the story straight, and especially
Okay.
about the Zelle payments. And
Mm-hmm.
for example, I'm just saying hypothetically, I apologize, officer. I realized I said Zelle, or was it not WhatsApp, Cash App? Which, by the
Exactly.
way,
Cash App.
guys, please don't use Cash App. We had a couple clients pay us a Cash App, and the money's gone because the Cash App is tied to the phone, and I changed phones, and it's very difficult to get back in that account. Just a random tip for you guys. But just maybe, okay, depending who you hire, might say, "Oh, sir, I apologize." When the topic is brought up again, we have proof that there's been cash payments, and I have receipts from my mother, whoever the relative is, that is proof
The
of paying.
mother wants. I want her to write a letter saying that
Yeah.
they live at this residence. I am the owner of this residence,
Yep.
and also a photocopy of her license.
Yep.
And because it's an informal setting, they don't pay like on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
They're students.
call our office, DM me your name, and I'll try my best. I've got like so many meetings today, but I'll try to relay your name to my team so they can connect it together. Okay. Maybe they can offer you a meeting with one of our attorneys today.
Okay, thank you. And please also make sure it's a reasonable price. I know it's a lot to ask for, but like I said,
Well,
we're students, so hopefully.
Oh, you're a student? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because the interview is on Monday, it will likely not be us, but we may have to refer you another attorney, and we'll get in contact with another attorney, save you some time to see if they're available. Okay, we got like a list of 3
And
in Atlanta.
the number is on top of your head.
Yeah, you can screenshot this.
Okay, so I call it right now.
Yeah, call it right now. I'll tell him your name is Seth for now. Okay, from your TikTok name.
Like the makeup shop.
So oh, okay. I'll just tell him that right now. Let me send a G chat. Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna call them as soon as I get off this live with you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you get 2 options. Well, one of 2 things. You can go in and ask. You can get a scheduled meeting today with an attorney. It's limited spots. I don't know how many left. Or you could just ask for I'll get in touch with Atlanta attorneys in Atlanta. Okay, and let us know. Like, email us your interview notice so that whoever we talk to in Atlanta, we can make sure they're available for that time period. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Take care. All right, guys. I know that was she was right. That was probably gonna take some time. Thank you everyone for everyone's patience on that, especially that situation. But the thing is, a lot of what someone shares, I'm not saying it's going to be exactly similar to your situation, but that's a good example to. I'm not trying to. I don't want to judge anyone, but you if you haven't done this before, you don't know. You don't know the potential problems. You don't know that like whoever may have told you, yeah, it was a piece of cake, walk in the park of my interview. That's clearly not the case in 2025. But even that officer that she had in Atlanta may have been a jerk face for many years anyway, regardless of the Trump administration. So you never know which kind of officer you may get. And also, even if you had a jerk type of officer, has a bad attitude, woke up on the wrong side of the bed on a daily basis, you're more likely to have success with an attorney, not just prepare your filing to have appropriate documentation, such as the rental receipts um, or proof of payment, but also at the interview as a professional gut check to the officer. Okay. Now, look, I know it's crazy, especially in San Diego. I know it's crazy in New York and maybe Chicago about the arrests happening at the adjustment status interviews. We can't prevent those arrests. Okay. It's clear based on a leaked memo that they don't give a fuck. Okay. But it's important to have an attorney ready in case something like that even also happens, so we can file either a bond request or a writ of habeas to federal court. Okay. Um, I really appreciate everyone's patience. Let's get the next person was Richie. The next person on deck is Seda. And everyone else, I probably get you back on later tonight. Okay, Richie, you're first. What's up?
Yes. Pleasant good day, sir.
Good day to you.
Yes, my issue here is that I was wondering if the FOIA request that I had made is enough to do the interview. Because I had a criminal history,
Uh-huh.
there's nothing on the records. I absolutely tried all avenues of getting a record of the incident. Even my sister I had a fight with at the time. It happened 30 years ago when I was a child.
Uh-huh. And so nothing pops up? You can't find the records?
They said no records found, nothing.
When you were a child, so they could be sealed. And you recall like which county or city the records could have been?
Yeah, yeah. It happened in New York,
Uh-huh.
Kings County.
Okay, I'm
But
familiar with uh-huh.
I sent my sister and I sent friends. They said absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I even got back a youth visa, right? But the visa is going to expire next month.
Wait. Uh-huh.
The person told me that they don't have any issue with me anymore. So that's why I got back my visa. But I'm afraid to travel.
Okay, it sounds like there could be a couple different scenarios here. Are you concerned more so because you are about to file for adjustment status? You want to have all the records ready, or what's the like bigger problem in general? Okay.
Impending interview. So I'm wondering if the FOIA request is enough. Instead of the certified disposition, I can't get a certified disposition.
Right, you said they have no records. Okay.
No records.
Okay. Yeah, when it gets detailed about crimes, we do recommend that you do schedule a meeting with an attorney so we can go through it. Do you have an attorney already?
No, not really.
Okay, that sounds like a no. And where is your case supposed to have the interview? Which city?
Oh, it's in my own country, Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica. Okay, you also said something about U visa, so maybe I'm misunderstanding something here. Your U visa
No,
expires?
a tourism.
Oh, tourist visa. Okay. Okay, that's completely different. All right. Just making sure. Hmm. Let's see. Sorry, let me send a quick message. Um, yeah, okay, so your your documents in New York, and there's no one else that might have it. Have you done an FBI background check?
Did all of that. Everything came back negative.
Okay.
Have the fingerprint and all of that. Everything negative, negative, negative.
Yeah.
And they gave me back the US visa. And I am that kind of honest person. I cannot tell the lie. I don't know why I cannot. People will say that's 30 years ago, and I still went into the visa interview for the tourist visa,
Yeah.
and I told them absolutely everything that the
Yeah, no,
tourists.
that's good. And so, and when you have the interview coming up, is that for the tourist visa renewal or for like you had someone sponsor you?
No, that's absolutely for a work visa,
Okay.
green card.
Okay, immigrant visa. Okay. All right. So yeah, that could come up in an interview. Um, yeah, you may have to have a more thorough strategy session with us or another law firm. Okay, to go over the background of that crime, which you don't have to share here right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
So
All right, Richie.
how much it would cost?
With an attorney specific, is
Talking
this right
about
here? Mm-hmm. Attorney specific right here. Um, yeah. All right. Thanks, Richie. Thank you. All right.
all right.
Good luck to you. Johnny Diz, Johnny Diz, DIZ, in the house. Thank you for all your work with USCS in the past. Um, good point that you're retired. You're He says that having an attorney at the interview is always a good idea. Thanks for your comments about that. Uh, we need to get you on live next time if you don't mind sharing little tidbits if you're willing to, or you can send me a DM. Okay, Johnny, thank you so much. Now let's get to Seda. Seda's gonna be my last person for this afternoon. Sorry, everyone else, but I'll come back live tonight. What's going on,
Hi,
Seda?
Mr. John. Can you hear me?
Hello, welcome.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Hi,
can hear you.
Thank you for doing.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you for doing it. Yeah, I wanted to ask you several questions. So me and my fiance, we submitted our K1 visa, and honestly, like I'm getting anxious because everyone is telling me like different timeline. Someone is telling me like 2 years. Some people say it's like 3 months, and I'm really confused. So I wanted to ask you, probably you had cases with the K1 visa.
Yeah. So where are you in the status? The petition's pending, or after that?
Oh, it's only received. We just applied in November.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in. I think it's Cali. I think it's
California Service Center.
So I'm just thinking how
Okay.
long it will take. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I need to arrange stuff, and I truly don't understand how long it will take.
Yeah, no problem. So the what's it called? So yeah, K1 visa no traditionally is supposed to be faster for the petition part. So but even after pandemic, it kind of went upside down. Okay. They prioritize people who are married. It still is that way. So even if your petition, the one you just filed in November, could take like 3 months or 5 months. After that, it's more of up in the air because it also depends on the country. So let's see how it goes in a couple months if you want to. But ultimately, if budget is not so much a concern and your fiance could travel to you, if you're the immigrant, for example, and you get married, that's more ideal. I know people don't want to get married yet because of family or something or culture, but just some food for thought in case a couple months come down the line and you're like, damn, John was right. I hope I'm wrong for you, but the interview in the queue for the interview abroad is takes a while. Sorry.
Sorry, I stopped you. Hypothetically, if we come, let's say there in March, because I'm gonna come in March, and we hire like one of your lawyers, and we get married, is it gonna get faster? Because we already submitted K1. I'm gonna look weird or something. Because if we can, we don't mind about money, so we can like speed it up.
Yeah,
that's like our main goal. So
yeah, I recommend speeding up, and because this process can be stressful. I mean, I'm on live every day, so to share these problems and insights. So yeah, if you're already, do you have a tourist visa is valid currently?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I recommend, if you're already planning to travel, let's have a conversation with you have a conversation with one of our attorneys before you get on the plane. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna do that. All right. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you. All right, guys. So I do have to go. You never know when you need our services. If you don't mind, if it's easier for you, you're welcome to screenshot this and favorite it on your phone. If your spouse asks, "Who the hell is this guy?" Just don't tell him your buddy. Okay, that's going to bring up more questions. The best thing to do is just tell him that this is John, your favorite immigration attorney. Okay, screenshot it, because again, you never know when you might need or have a question. And we try to go live 11:30 a.m. Central Time and sometimes 11:30 p.m. Central Time. I know it's crazy, but thank you so much. This year has been nuts, so that's why I've been going on live more often. Okay, I got to run. I'll see you later. Wish you the best.